Hi, my name is Marcel Trindade. I'm a professional illustrator living in Brazil, and I made this pack of textures to sell on my Gumroad store. You can buy it with the link in the description. We also have a free sample. I'll make a demonstration of how to use the textures to make something like this or this. We will make something very simple, a ball in a neutral background. So the way I prepared this file is three geometric forms separated in layers. And to follow this tutorial, you have to have some basic knowledge. The first one being how to navigate layers. If you can, if you understand how to select layers and what their positions are in relationship to each other, you're good to go. The second topic is blending modes. You have to know what multiply and color burn and linear burn, all these blending modes do. Or you can try to learn while doing it, because you can experiment a lot with textures. The third topic is masks. We learn how to apply masks and hide parts of the layer we are applying and combine them through clipping masks and this mask resource from Photoshop. Just clear that. You also, it's good to know a little about color theory, because sometimes you want to change colors, and to make them harmonize, it's good to have basic knowledge of color theory. And you gotta be able to have fun doing it, because it is a lot of fun, and you can try the Bob Ross approach and find happy accidents along the way and apply them to your art. So let's start with our example. We will start applying some texture to the background layer here. And to do that, I will look at my pack that I have here, and I will start. I will apply the black and white textures in my case, because I'm working with a grayscale image, so we can apply colors in the end with adjustment layers, as I will show you. So let's start choosing some interesting texture for our background. So as you saw, I just opened Bridge and threw in the layer here. You can do that by from the Windows Explorer or the Microsoft File Manager, the iOS File Manager. But in Photoshop, you can also do that, going to File and Place Embedded and looking for the image you want. Go to the path of the image and importing. So yeah, once we have the layer here, I want to try and find some interesting blending modes that I can use to blend the texture to the image I have in the background. So as you can see, each one of these blending modes give me different results. I think I like the multiply for this. So the texture is now a little too overwhelming on the image. So I think I will decrease the opacity to about 40%, and that's a little better. So now we have this texture just above the rectangle layer that is the background, but we can clip this mask so it will just apply to this layer. So if I turn it off, the texture is off too. In this case, this is not very useful, but I will show you how it becomes useful when we get a shape like this we have in the foreground with the ball, the circle. So yeah, that's it for now for our background. Okay, let's go to the floor, which is the middle ground in the image. Let's do the same process. This time I will show how to import the texture via the file menu. So I will go to place embedded, and I will go to my folder where I have all the layers, all the textures, and I will choose, let me choose this one. This is the Beetlejuice. It's a series of textures we've made, me and my family. We've made in a summer night here in Brazil, just after the Réveillon, the New Year's Eve, and we made a lot of textures with coffee and beet juice and old material and green makeup that my wife had going around, and so we have a very nice messy night painting and destroying things. So I could scan it the other day, and now we have this package, which is very useful for artwork. So I will choose this texture, and I will place on the image. And because I had the floor layer selected, it's on the layer above. And you see I can move it. But if I want to transform it, I have to press Control on PC and Command on the Mac, and the letter T to transform. So as soon as I click the Control T, it became highlighted by this blue line, and I have these handles to increase or decrease the scale and rotate the image. So let me just annul it. And if you don't want to press Control T or Command T, you can go to let me see. I think it's Edit and Free Transform. So now you can rotate it and scale this. And if you want to scale proportionally, you just drag by one of the handles. If you want to scale changing the aspect ratio of the image, you do it with the shift key pressed. Yeah. So I will put it here, and I will scale it up a bit. I like this stain here and this one here. because it looks like light hitting on the floor. So I'll try to get very close to the edge. And now I will clip the mask. So it will apply the image, the transformation of the image, and we'll clip it to the layer below. So you can see that if I unclip it, I have some border going. Let me show you with the multiply. I have this area of the image going beyond the edge of the layer of the floor and over the background layer, the wall layer. So if I clip it, it just um, make what's not over the floor layer transparent. So yeah, and I think overlay mode is a good mode for the floor because I want it to be brighter than the wall. Okay, so now all we got is the sphere. We're gonna make it this circle into a sphere, and it's gonna be a sphere with a lot of texture information, so it becomes like a painting. Okay, and after that we are gonna apply some effects to help with the light and the colors. So um, what we'll do, again, the same process, is place embedded image, and we're gonna find the texture that can help us with the darker part of our sphere. So I think this is a good one. Uh, uh, this is texture number 23. Rain makeup that's made from old makeup from my wife. So let's apply the multiply mode and let's clip it. Okay, that's a good start, but it's not what we want yet. So let's undo the clipping because we are gonna have a few layers um, on top of the sphere. So if we clip it, we are gonna have a problem when we start piling layers. So there's another solution we can have, that is creating a mask for the texture layer. And the way to do it is to make a selection of the circle layer by pressing Control or Command and clicking over the thumbnail of the layer we want to select. So it will select all the pixels in that layer, the alpha pixels in that layer. Sorry, the not alpha pixels. The pixels that are not transparent in that layer. And then we can select the layer we want to apply the mask. And if we click here on the Add Layer Mask, it will make a mask of on the layer we selected, only with the form of the layer below it. So yeah, that's what I have now. And if the mask is linked like this with the symbol, whenever I move this layer, the texture moves with it together. And if I unselect it, I can move my mask along the texture layer independently. So it's something that it's good to know. Okay, now we want some form that will give us a shape to like carve the light on the sphere we are trying to represent here. So let's choose some texture with a kind of a round shape like this, for example. And let's choose some um, some blending mode that will preview for us what will look like. I think that linear dodge could be a good one. And let's scale this shape. So we can position it kind of where we want it. Okay. And now let's make the same process to create a mask on this layer. So let's create the mask and okay. And maybe we have to find another yeah, we have to find another blend mode. So we have this lighter in the layer that we want. Just gonna move the layer here and maybe scale a little bit more. So I get rid of this mark I had here. And I think it's a little bit. Okay. Another thing we can do is try to invert the values of the layer. So if we do press Ctrl I, it's going to invert. And now we can choose another mode that's a little less intense than the linear dodge, where we had a lot of white pixels happening here and affecting the image. So yeah, I think this is a little bit bad. Okay. Now I want to make uh, occlusion shadow of the sphere, because if I have the light coming from the upper left side of the image, I want to have some hard shadow under the sphere. So let's find another texture, but before it, let's put it under the sphere layer, the circle layer. Let's place. I think I'll choose. I think I'll choose this one, because we can always play with the shape of the layer we are applying, because these are textures, so these are not a representation of anything, so I can distort a lot the image as I want and make it work as what I want. Okay, let's stretch it a little bit, and yes, I think this is gonna be good. And if I apply the multiply mode, you can see that automatically the white pixels of the image become transparent, and it's a very nice match for this gritty image we are building with textures. Okay, so now let's work on some highlights here. I want to once again import a texture with some graphic. Um, let me see. Sometimes I choose a texture where I will steal just a tiny bit of it, like this part. Okay, and I think we can do this one with a transparent um, PNG. So let me find that picture here. I think it was this one. So no, it was not. Where is it? Oh, it's this one. Okay, so I want this specifically, and this image I brought to Photoshop right now. It just has the the pixels that are black, so all the other pixels are transparent. So it is a good choice for it. And now I will cut off with my selection tool everything I don't need on this image, which is everything around here. And I maybe want this here. Let me just add this to the selection. And okay, I can't delete it because it's an embedded image. So I have to raster this image before, and now she's applied on my Canva as like a stamp, so I can delete the pixels I don't want, delete, and now I can deselect it, and I can get a mask of the circle. I just click it on the thumbnail with Control pressed, and voila. And now we can change our um, our mode. Okay, so we have to invert it. Oh no, sorry, I inverted the mask, so it just disappeared. We can invert it here on the layer. So okay, it's inverted. So now I can find a better blending mode for it. I think I like this one. Yeah, color dodge seems to be the one I'm looking for. So I have all the reflected lights, the terminator, and a little bit of highlights here. And I think we have a good image going on. Now we can start to think about the colors in our image. So let's start to think about it. um, we can create a solid color layer here, and let's make it some kind of warm background. And then we change the layer to color. Okay, and let's do the same thing for the floor. Let's make a solid color layer, going to the adjustment layers, and let's clip it, and let's make a bit darker color. Okay, and now let's change its color, and let's clip it to the layer below. So if I turn off the floor, it's gone together. And for our final element, let's create solid color. And this time, let's choose some bright green to complement the red in the background. And let's adjust the mask. So we have the mask all white, and what's white is showed. You know, like whatever's white in the mask shows up in the canvas. So we can invert the mask by selecting the mask, clicking Ctrl I, and it's gone. Now there's no information about this layer here. But we can do the following. We can click on the circle with the Ctrl pressed, and we have this selection. And as we want this screen to be only over the circle, the sphere, we'll apply this to this layer. So the way I think it's easier to do it is to go to Edit and then Fill, or Shift F5, and we'll fill it with white. And okay, and now we can deselect it, and we can change the blending mode to color. Okay, yeah, and we can just knock it down a little bit so it harmonizes with the background. Sure, yeah, that's a good start. Now we can do some adjustments to make it all glued together, you know, like we can choose um, another texture to place it overall, and this is a nice one because we can make kind of a framing for it. So it will, if we if we try to place it kind of like this and apply it and invert it and find some blending mode Let me try to invert again. So yeah, that's not very good, not what we want. So, oh yeah, I see what's going on. I have the I have to rasterize this image so I can try to do what I'm trying to do. So yeah, um, soft light seems to be a good one, and we can adjust it a bit more. Yes. Okay. And now we can play with a little bit with the mask here. So in the in this layer, we have this very bright part of the image that I want to knock it down a little bit. So what I can do is to get a very soft brush, like an airbrush of sorts. Let me find it here in my. I have to say that Photoshop is it's not my go-to tool lately. I work much more on Clip Studio Paint or even Krita. So it's I I have some difficulties to find sometimes the tools I want. So if white shows the pixels in the mask and black hides them, then if I have 50% gray, I can knock down a bit of the values I want to show or not. So let me just I'm using my mouse. I have a Cintiq tablet, but for this example, you can use your mouse. It's not a problem. It's very easy to solve things like that. So yeah, and now I think this yeah, I want to make a softer transition on this area. So I will do the same thing. I will choose some somewhat middle gray, and I will very lightly paint this transition of light from light to dark. So it seems softer. Okay, and basically this is it. This is how you can make a nice sphere, and then we can do things like other adjustments. Maybe if you don't like the colors, you can try to use some gradient map. And Photoshop has a very has some very creative ones that you can choose, and you can even this use as um, with other interesting blending modes to adjust and find another colors for your images. And the secret of all is how to combine the textures to make unique art pieces. And in the end, you can have something like this. That's a piece I made yesterday, only with textures from the pack. And I will show you in a second because my computer is a bit laggy. I don't have a very good machine, so record and show things at the same time can be problematic for it. So this is basically what I have to this image. It's a few layers on top of each other and combining masks and shapes to construct this image. And then I make a second pass with some adjustment layers to add noise and some vibrance on the image, and then I have the final result that is that. So these are a few options you have. This is a very agnostic process. You can use it in any software you want, no matter if you're using Procreate or Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint or Krita or Infinity Paint, whatever. Any software that can import images and have uh, blending options on the layers, and you can pile layers over layers. You can try and experiment with it. It's very fun. We have 12, 15 textures from this package in our Gumroad store. It's for free. You can throw a few bucks for me if you feel like it. And another great way to support my work is to like, share, and subscribe it. I'm trying to make digital tools for artists to inspire people to make more art. I've been dealing with digital art for 15 year plus now, working for children's book literature, animation, and I'm very happy doing it, and I hope I can do this until the end of my days. And if you want to join me on this journey, please follow me, and I see you around. Thank you so much.